How have we become a society that is filled with so much hatred, where one is willing to cause death, pain and suffering to another human being? I ask all of my students this question because you are the generation that has the answer. But more importantly, you all have the power to stop the mindset of people who think it's okay to inflict pain and suffering onto others. How, you may ask? You have the power to bring about change by acquiring the knowledge, strength, empathy and resilience in all that you say and do. Your spirit will determine the actions of future generations. Through today's memorial, I want the people of Christchurch to know that we all stand with you and we all share in your grief and in your pain. We at Rissalah College will do everything we can to support our wider community, and in particular our Muslim communities. United we stand, divided we fall. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Fatul, for your supportive words. I would like to now call upon Mr. Al-Homsi to address our students, staff and guests.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Amazing, good job. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah. I want to start off by saying a big thank you to the school and the amazing students for thinking of giving back Australia and inviting us to come out here today. We're actually humbled and feel very special to be standing before you. I want to start off by saying something that actually really happened last Friday. Last Friday, I was giving khutbah at Hornsby Mosque, unaware of what was happening in New Zealand. And when I was giving my khutbah, ironically, I chose to use the subject mercy. So I gave a talk about mercy and how we must, and I'll say it for the third time, how we must love for our brother or sister what we love for ourselves. After I finished my khutbah, someone approached me and said to me, Shav, is it really that important that I forgive people and have mercy on people? I said, it's not important, it's compulsory. On my way home, I started receiving WhatsApp videos of what was happening in New Zealand. And to be honest with you, I was struggling to drive home. It really affected me. After coming home, I spoke to my wife and I said, can you believe what's happened? Second day I said, can you believe what's happened? On the third day I said, can you believe what's happened? And my wife said something very important to me. She said, rather than dwell on it and be sad, why don't we focus on how we can turn this into a positive? For a moment I was upset thinking my wife didn't understand what I was trying to say. But when my emotions calmed down, I should say, I realized that she actually was onto something very good. What do we take out of the incident that happened? First and foremost, we must accept the reality that 50 people are not with us today. But at the same time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that when we're going to pass away, the day we're going to pass away doesn't matter how we go, but this is the day we're going to go. Second, we must look at the people around us. Let's look first and foremost at the Prime Minister of New Zealand. This is the person that's in charge of a whole country. Each and every single day you switch on the news and she's there. She's not only there behind the microphone trying to get important, but rather she's hugging the Muslims, crying with the Muslims, showing sympathy for the Muslims. And I thought that was wow. Then I switch on the TV the next day and here's the New South Wales Premier. So the person who's in charge of all of New South Wales, she came all the way to Lakemba, she put on a scarf, she took her shoes off and she walked into the masjid. And she cried. And she said, I feel for you. I respect you. And more important, I am here for you. Look at the beauty that's coming out of this incident. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Asra an takrahu shay'an wa huwa khayran lakum." Don't hate what I do, as I am the best of planners. So there's some beauty coming out of this incident. Then the most recent thing that came out of it is we just discovered, because of this incident, that the head of the police of New Zealand is a female and she's Muslim. And she gets up on the microphone. I get on social media and I press play. And here's this woman in a police uniform, and she starts her speech with Bismillah walhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. When she was uttering those words, I assumed she was showing respect to the Muslims. But her next sentence was Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to my respected brothers and sisters of Islam. She said, my brothers and sisters. And then she ended it with, and I am a proud Muslim. We discovered from this amazing incident that the head of the police of New Zealand is a Muslim. What do we learn from this incident? What we learn is people that are non-Muslim, they came out and wanted to grieve with us, cry with us, and respect us. Meaning, they didn't care whether we were Muslim or not. I grew up in this street. 100 meters from here in 1978, today on the 19th of March, I was born. And the ground we're standing on was a special needs school. Up until year 6, I honestly believed the whole world came from Australia. And the reason I believed that is no one really cared what you look like, what religion you believed in, and the colour of your skin. What we really cared about was caring for each other, loving one another, helping each other. That's what really mattered. I want you to look behind me. There's an amazing picture up on the screen. And up the top, it says Muslim protecting Christians. This is in a country where Christians were getting attacked. They feared for their churches. So Muslims decided to go, form a circle of arms, and protect the Christians while they were worshipping. In return, they came and they formed also a protection layer for the Muslims while they were praying. The message underneath, it doesn't matter what race or religion you are. What matters is that we're all human. And quite frankly, I'm the biggest person that waves that flag. It doesn't matter where we're from, brothers and sisters. What matters is we're human. And now we've got to turn a negative experience into one mighty positive one. Why do you ask? Because many people now want to know who Muslims really are. So up until this incident, all people seen from Muslims on TV is Muslims harming people, and Muslims are scary, and Muslims are dangerous. Now people are seeing Muslims are grieving, Muslims are sad, and Muslims are not angry. We're not angry from what happened. We are sad. And as a Muslim, we forgive. So now this is our opportunity. And I want to end it with this. What can we do? Kids your age, whether you go to a circus or you go to whatever program or sporting activity that you might be involved in outside of school, where you might have friends or neighbours that are non-Muslim, smile to them. Be nice to them. Talk to them. Even say hello. And if they ask you why you're wearing your scarf, tell them. If they ask you why do you fast in Ramadan, tell them. Demonstrate the true acts of a Muslim. Because a Muslim is not someone that segregates himself to the stage where nobody knows who we are. How are people ever going to find out how beautiful Islam is, how kind we are, how generous we are, how merciful we are, if we don't go out there and show it with our actions? The Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when a Jew died, he cried. And when I asked him, why did you cry, Ya Rasulullah? He said, because a Jew died and I wasn't given the opportunity to bring him or show him Islam. So now ask yourself, if the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam cried because a Jew died before he reached him and showed him the beauty of Islam, is it our role to take over from there and show the world, not that we're angry, but show the world that we forgive. We don't forgive because that person's a good or bad person. We forgive because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, have mercy so I can have mercy on you. So if you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive you and have mercy on you, we must have mercy on mankind, regardless of who's right or who's wrong. Go out there from today, my brothers and sisters, and smile, especially to the non-Muslims. When you're out in a shopping centre, when you're out at your sporting activities, wherever you are, and be kind and don't segregate yourself. Mix with others. Don't worry where they come from and don't worry what religion they believe in. Because what we believe in is our business and we must show that to the world. It's okay to have friends that are non-Muslim, and it's okay to show people what our religion really is. And I'll end it with saying, our religion is kind, our religion is forgiving, and our religion has lots of mercy. And let's go out there and show it. Subhanallah wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. And thank you so much for showing me the respect today. God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Homsi. That was a very, very strong message, and I know our students will show lots of kindness and mercy, and they're very forgiving. I would like to now please call upon, sorry if I say your name incorrectly, Mika Papali, to share a song that he has written.
Come on with me, Lucas. Good morning, students. Good morning, teachers. My name is Micah Papali Talanai, and I am the school captain of Punchbowl Boys High School. Standing next to me is my brother Lucas Teki. He's one of the prefects from Punchbowl Boys. Today we would love to share a song to you. We wrote it 2 days ago, but we feel like it's been playing in our hearts for many years. And the song simply says, let's come together as one, to pray for the broken and show them the love. It breaks my heart, you know, it could have been anyone. It could have been my father or my mother or my sister or my brother. But in times like this, no matter where we come from, no matter what language we speak, no matter what we believe in, we have to come and uplift the ones who are in need and who are in fear. So I pray that this song blesses you. Bruises and burns, when will we learn? And why do people have to fear? And why do people have to cry? Are we just show them love, 'cause this is happening. Let's come together, together as one, to pray for the broken and show them love. Show them that we can conquer hate. Show them love. We have to show them love.